Going through my divorce, there were a lot of moments when I had feelings. There was a lot of anger. There was a lot of sadness. But I didn't want to live in that emotion. I never wanted how I felt at any given moment to drive my actions. And, I would have the tendency to turn on what is apparently divorced dad rock. And, it's funny because these are the songs I listened to as a kid. But when I was looking for something to validate my emotions, it was this music. You go on Spotify and you put in divorced dad rock, and there's literally a playlist, and it's like all those songs. And I'm like, oh my God, is this who I'm becoming? Perfect. Now, everybody thinks they love Christmas. But what I realize is that most people actually just love the anticipation leading up to Christmas morning. I used to dream about opportunities to work with the artists that I listen to. And today I have a job with a band that was in my CD player when I was in high school. And the thing is, it doesn't really mean that much. Super exhausted. We're gonna talk. Sick bike. First half of the day went very well, but a little bit longer than I expected it to go, and I am kind of exhausted, so I'm gonna run home, cook some dinner, take a nap before I gotta get back there. What's up, bud? Don't yo me. Yo me. What the hell do you think this is? All right, we found it. Careful, buddy. Sonny, I'm going down here. Whew. Big spider webs. Big spider webs. It's pretty majestic, yeah? You doing what? Creative life is so interesting because, after having a previous corporate career and then going and working in the creative world, there's no other place like it. I don't know, there's no other work environment I've ever been in where I felt like completely accepted. It's really been a blessing to have been able to work in this environment with these people, bunch of crazy characters. It's just a place where, I don't know, the outcasts and the freaks can gather and be successful. And I really feel honored to have had this experience. Fast paced, you're always learning, and it's all about collaboration. Everyone brings their own unique skills and experiences. You're also always going to learn something because there's a high probability that you are not the most knowledgeable person there. And I love learning from them. I am getting bit up. We got to get out of here. Come on, man. No, that's what you get. And nobody tell you to go all the way down there. You gonna clean your foot off in the dirty water? Yeah. Not a great idea. One of us learned a lesson. The other one's me. When you've been doing it for 35, 40 years, it's not too many people who I look at and say, I would give it all to have that guy's experience. And they have amazing stories, an amazing resume. But when I was younger, I would hear those resumes and it would sound very impressive. But the older I get, the less any of that stuff really matters. Who cares who you work with? Who cares what award you won? It's just a job. But then I think back to when I started and how excited I was every single day going out, working with nothing and trying to make major productions and failing usually pretty miserably, but having a lot of fun doing it, dreaming about what it's going to be at the next level. And now I can't help but think there really was no way that the actual experience could ever truly measure up to what I expected it to be. Older people tell you that, and you don't believe them. You think they're trying to humble you. They're trying to get you to be happy right where you are. Now that I'm on the other side of that, I kind of wish I listened. It hurts. Everything hurts. It's time for me to get back on the road. Howdy. It's like 1:38, another very long night. Can't wait to crawl into bed, and unfortunately I did not get a chance to finish my grocery shopping, so I'm gonna have to run out and grab my kid something to eat for lunch tomorrow at 6. It's crazy. I'm walking off stage and I'm offered Red Bull and beer, and I'm just thinking like I can't live that life. Like, I got responsibilities. Then everybody was gonna go hang out afterwards, and I'm just like, I gotta go raise my kid. And there's a little tension because I guess if I were in a different place in my life, I would feel more connected to it because I'm so connected to the people and the environment and the mission. But because I realize the sitter's on the clock and I need to, turn it off, I got to get back to my responsibility. Like, maybe that's what it is with me. Maybe that's what turned creativity into work for me, because of duty. I do love being creative. I love creative life. I love creative work. But fatherhood pushed that to the back seat because it's just not the main thing anymore. Or maybe I just got old. Going into my divorce, I expect a lot of anger and sadness. But the one thing I did not anticipate was realizing how much of my identity was tied into being a husband. And now I'm feeling that exact same identity loss when I think about my creative career. And I guess I used to think about this differently because I'd say, well, you have the duty of being a father, so that takes precedence, which makes perfect sense. But as I learned during my custody dispute, that identity can be taken away from you as well. Divorced, single dad, creative, trying to cling on to any one of those identities is actually the problem. True misery comes from trying to hold on to that identity. I'm not a creative or a father. I'm just a collection of thoughts and feelings that change every single day. The mistake so many of us make is that we don't allow ourselves to experience moments. We force them into our identity. You're going to have feelings about life as you experience it, but as your knowledge increases and your network changes, you're never going to be the same person. And adopting that as your character, as your person, is detrimental. That job or that relationship can change. And unfortunately, so many of us fight to try to maintain something that just no longer fits who we are in the moment because we cling so heavily to an identity that we're simply not ready to let go of. As time goes on, I don't feel like a divorced dad anymore. So I don't want to listen to that music. I don't feel like a creative anymore because I don't need to be there. Divorced Dad Rock can never be my playlist. It's just simply not who I am.